Another day, another YouTube mistake, folks. Now, the thing is, I literally have so many content ideas now that I literally cannot make all these videos. I was already working on like 3 different videos before this whole thing happened, and then YouTube decided that they were gonna pull off quite possibly the worst move that they've done in a long time. That's actually them. Now, I feel like a lot of people think that they're directly behind Kappa. They're not. YouTube is essentially responding to Kappa. They are not actually the ones who are actually putting out the Kappa law, so I don't really count that. But when it comes down to a full-on YouTube policy that they have created from the ground up and are enforcing by themselves, just a full-out 100% YouTube move, this is one of the worst ones that I've seen in a long time. This is completely ridiculous. It completely fails in all different respects of what it's supposed to be. Like, I don't even know how to describe it. Like, it's so fucking ridiculous is the best way, I guess. But essentially, YouTube is targeting harassment again. Now, YouTube never just comes out and says what they're actually doing here, because if they did, they would just look even worse, but YouTube is not actually targeting harassment with their new update. What they're doing is silencing criticism, silencing jokes that they don't like, silencing people saying things that they don't like just because maybe they said it in the wrong way. Shit like that, which is completely against the founding principles and the founding ideas of this platform. And you're probably like, well, Optimus, that's stupid, bro. Like, it doesn't even say, like, on YouTube's plaque outside their headquarters that you can make fun of people. No, but one of the founding ideas of this platform is that you could get on here and be yourself, right? You could get on here and put up content and do pretty much whatever, right? Like, you could get on here, and the whole idea of YouTube is that you're building the entire thing up yourself. The content, it's all developed off your personality, off your ideas, everything. Your whole brand is all you, right? But with every single little YouTube update, they try and pick a little piece of that away. They try to take a little piece of that away because gradually they want it to be more and more corporate. They want it to be a little bit more and more like TV. They want it to be a little bit more and more where they can control everything going on the platform. They can control what you're saying and doing down to a T. And this is just another example of that. Well, Optimus, who is really affected by this, right? Just people who are bullying, right? No. It's not even people who are bullying people. So the people who are actually affected by this update aren't even people you would think would be affected. Now, this update, let me take a step back. I'm getting a little bit ahead of myself here. So, a stronger stance against threats and personal attacks. We've already removed videos that explicitly threaten someone, reveal confidential personal information, or encourage people to harass someone else. Moving forward, our policies will go a step further and not only prohibit explicit threats, but also veiled or implied threats. This includes content simulating violence towards an individual or language, suggesting that physical violence may occur. No individual should be subject to harassment that suggests violence. Beyond threatening someone, there is also demeaning language that goes too far. To establish a consistent criteria for what type of content is not allowed on YouTube, we're building upon the framework we use for our hate speech policy. We will no longer allow content that maliciously insults someone based on protected attributes such as their race, gender expression, or sexual orientation. This applies to everyone from private individuals to YouTube creators to public officials. So it's pretty vague. You know, it's the very typical YouTube update. They're very vague with what they're saying. Very generic keywords. We're building upon the framework. You know, the maliciously insults, there's no definition of what that means. I mean, for God's sake, you could literally say some shit like, literally, this person has a weak chin and your video is taken off of YouTube, and they want to claim that this is a consistent criteria. Well, I would love to beg to differ with you. I don't think that that's a very consistent criteria. Consequences for a pattern of harassing behavior. Something we heard from our creators is that harassment sometimes takes the shape of a pattern of repeated behavior across multiple videos or comments, even if any individual video doesn't cross our policy line. To address this, we're tightening our policies for the YPP to get even tougher on those who engage in harassing behavior and to ensure we reward only trusted creators. Channels that repeatedly brush up against the harassment policy will be suspended from YPP, eliminating their ability to make money on YouTube. We may also remove content from channels if they repeatedly harass someone. If the behavior continues, we'll take more severe action, including issuing strikes or terminating a channel altogether. Okay, so, well, you're probably like, oh, Optimus, it's not that bad, bro. It's not that bad, I promise. Like, it's only for people bullying. Like, you're gonna be okay. Well, here's the thing. I want to tell you about 2 videos that have been taken down pretty much immediately after this was all put into place here. You probably know about one of these videos if you're pretty well in tune with the whole commentary community, and you almost guaranteed know the other video I'm talking about. Now, the first one I want to talk about is Gokinaru's Video Vigilante video he did on H3H3 Productions. Now, this video was an extremely well-made criticism video of H3H3 Productions, in which, you know, he didn't even insult H3H3 really. Like, it didn't go down to insulting him or anything like that in reality. It wasn't necessarily kind of like a content cop where, like, he'll actually make jokes at the expense of the person that he's criticizing. Like, it was just sheer criticism. And it was actually a really good video. But hey, it's completely gone from YouTube now because of this new policy. Because for some reason, YouTube now apparently sees criticism as bullying somebody, which is completely ridiculous. We've gotten to a point where you can't criticize somebody on the internet? YouTube, why do you need to decide whether or not people can be criticized? And then the other video is one of the most iconic videos that I can think. It is the content cop on Leafy is Here by iDubbbz, completely gone from YouTube, at least, you know, from iDubbbz's channel. Probably has already been re-uploaded. It's probably also available from other channels and stuff that already had re-uploaded it, but from an official source, it's completely gone. His channel no longer has the video because most likely of the fact that he was making fun of Leafy's weak chin and making jokes at his expense. So that whole criticism video, one of, you know, iDubbbz's most beloved videos, one of his most iconic videos, a video on somebody who actually made content in which he would constantly make fun of people's looks and attitude and behavior and physical ability and physical traits, I should say, things like that, has been completely wiped off YouTube because YouTube has deemed on Leafy's behalf that that video is offensive. YouTube essentially got offended for Leafy, and that's the problem. There's already examples within hours like this where videos that should not be violating this guideline are already violating this guideline because, number one, it's so vague. Number two, they're addressing a completely stupid point that doesn't really need to be addressed that heavily. They're taking it completely overboard to the point that they're taking out videos that don't need to be taken out. And then let's just think about this, okay? Channels that repeatedly brush up against the policy will be suspended from the partner program, aka from monetization. So channels like iDubbbz's, where, you know, he has that whole content cop series where he's done this, mostly in the sake of satire and, you know, to be funny and to make a joke, but also all of these jokes being part of a grand scheme of the video to be an ultimate criticism of the person he's talking about. YouTube might suspend channels like that from being monetized because they've deemed, on behalf of the people being criticized, that shit is offensive. YouTube, I'm sorry, but no, you don't need to determine whether or not anyone else is offended by this. It's funny because YouTubers have done fine for what, almost 15 years now without these rules, without you getting offended for us. Have you ever considered that maybe it's not really as big of an issue as you're making it out to be? And addressing toxic comments. It's so long, I'm not going to sit here and read the entire thing. I'm just going to go ahead and, you know, filter it down. We know that the comments section is an important place for fans to engage with creators and each other. At the same time, we heard feedback the comments are often where creators and viewers encounter harassment. This behavior not only impacts the person targeted by the harassment, but can also have a chilling effect on the entire conversation. Okay, they're making it out like people are out here getting, like, just completely bullied in YouTube comments. I'm sorry, but if you're getting bullied by some stranger in the YouTube comments, then what's going on? Honestly, what are you doing? Just, like, stop interacting with them? I mean, toxic people exist on the internet. It happens. Like, if you've ever been to a YouTube comment section, you'll notice, like, the YouTube comments are notorious for just being horrible. And I guess it's an okay thing that they're addressing it, but the thing is it's like, you realize that creators already have all the tools to fix like 90% of this, right? You can just put like a blacklist of words into your filters and yeah, a lot of that is completely negated. We've continued to fine-tune our systems to make sure that we catch truly toxic comments, not just anything that's negative or critical, and feedback from creators has been positive. Last week, we began turning this feature on by default for YouTube's largest channels with the site's most active comment sections, and will roll out to most channels by the end of the year. To be clear, creators can opt out, and if they choose to leave the feature enabled, they still have ultimate control over which held comments can appear on the video. Alternatively, creators can also ignore held comments altogether if they prefer. Yeah, we're not going to do anything to just things that are negative or critical unless it's a video. Then it's gone from the platform. But if it's just, comments, that's when we're going to focus in on it. YouTube, your priorities are so fucking backwards. I'm not surprised, but I'm to a certain extent surprised, if that makes sense. Like, I'm surprised that you can be so, blinded by whatever's going on there, that you can write this and know that you took those videos down knowing that they were just being critical and that they weren't true harassment of a person. But hey, we gotta make sure that the comment sections, we're not getting anything that's negative or critical. But hey, that video content that we don't like, hey, gone. As we make these changes, it's vitally important that YouTube remains a place where people can express a broad range of ideas. Okay, yeah, YouTube, you got the jokes, but hey, settle down, man. You guys gotta chill that one out. And we'll continue to protect discussion on matters of public interest and artistic expression. Yeah, I'm sure you will. We also believe these discussions can be had in ways that invite participation and never make someone fear for their safety. So, okay, what constitutes fearing for your safety? Okay, so if someone calls you like a fucking dummy in the comments, do you fear for your safety? Because if so, then I'm sorry, but I have to agree with the original comment. At that point, I don't really think it's harassment or toxicity. I think it's just stating the obvious. We're committed to continue revisiting our policies regularly to ensure that they're preserving the magic of YouTube. Okay, I'll address that in a second. While also living up to the expectations of our community. We're preserving the magic of YouTube. It's such a wonderland, everybody. All the copyright problems, COPPA about to kill so many creators. Do you know if COPPA will kill your channel? You have no idea. Who knows how it's going to be implemented, but hey, the magic of YouTube, where you don't know if you're going to be monetized tomorrow because YouTube doesn't really, want to tell you what the policies are. The magic of YouTube, where everything behind the scenes isn't necessarily communicated to anybody except for the top 37 channels. The magic of YouTube, where all your favorite content creators and their videos are being taken down because, they were just a little bit too critical, That's the magic of YouTube, folks. There is no magic of YouTube anymore. There really isn't. I remember when there was magic. I remember when there was a certain magic to getting on YouTube every day when I was a kid. About 2007 to 2011 maybe. There was a magic to getting on YouTube. There really was. You could get on here for hours and just, you could be entertained. And you still can, trust me. You really can. But these problems just did not exist. And the complete stupidity of the people running the platform was either not apparent or was not present. And people didn't have their videos taken off the platform because they were just a little bit too mean about someone's chin. That's gonna do it for this video, you guys. Thank you for watching. If you did enjoy, make sure to leave a like, subscribe if you're brand new. Follow me over on Twitter at @SubToOptimus. I post memes, thoughts, and updates over there. It's a surefire way to get notifications of all my newest content. Join the Discord down below. Lots of great things going on down there as well. Thank you to my channel members. Your support helps my channel tremendously. And until my next video, guys, this is Optimus, just wondering what YouTube can mess up next. Honestly, what can you do? What can you mess up next? And signing out.